Dumia no abo Pent Radio 100.1 FM so no asugo utie no prem to bre anase obigina akan kase na ebraso se yede ebro na se enko enfema adwempa hene on ebo echido the free newsroom on the sound so na technical room on mo ni oti we na we streaming live ade mayen say KOK na kase ni mo na se obolonu yetabire de ma ohenere spices se wonum abeso ya sisi kafam ohenere eno na ma efia ye de san se efie be da ya ni free aduane aduane so be da ohenere na ma no eyede wonum adama ene de kase ebro na kase ni mensam no dia edi emu akotini bi enie
Professor Nana Jane Opoko Ajimai woye mampanyin abedi akire wakọ probo ewo asoya ya wo mo hye enwomasuam ensem so de esi ho no yede mu nsem eba
eno enam so ma osofo no ena hwe ehomasuan nsem so no nyamfo Haruna Idris de atudwa se PTA awode aba na ebeboa ama kyerkyerefo na afin so awofo aka bomu na wama ehomasuan atumpon
na head of public relations I know our Ghana Education Service and so ena de to awofo nyina animu se mo ne momma no se ekoba ne se mo select school a mo hye de ebeboa mo na moye
small scale miners ewo oman mu kire se yesi in declare state of emergency mu se akwadwofo kwan pa na asrafo a abanda dan mpoka se wonom nkoje ban kobo ban anase wonom enkohwe na wo ma etu galam se wontu oso se wo mo kra de won ho ko foli mu a na wo mo kra de na chen
aban se yenkwa ya hodo ne yensu wansu a galamse fuaje boso no se yensu no so ene yenkwa yemu no eyade se omo be declare ne security zone
anse mbere ka ho ne yatra se na ewia edebro se obigina ye akan kase akenkan fo ye me ohene banya komene
mame ajua ahenkra kechiri
adehye mayena ne ho ne anyi aboafo nkrato tiawa ye de kase ne nchiremu ebeto awoso
midofo a minnim ho agro na say die waduane ne da no ayesronko
anio mura ohenere spices abefi aduane de ayesronko ohenere chicken seasoning so wototo wochi ana wo ye akokọ nam ho bibia fakakra som
froye no
ohenere stew seasoning be manageta
jollof no
ohenere jollof seasoning ma no hwam ni odew mu odew
fried rice no kra die
ohenere fried rice seasoning Emma me fridge Freddy aponchin kakra no me do ohenere go seasoning na ye asam na se mira ohenere seasoning powder ya woni beef shrimp noodles any de kekeka amunsu ye de aduane ne hwam ne de no ubedie dibio enti obapa ohenere spices abama yen aduane no aye de efise ne die ne nso aye de
ohenere spices dey
e wo dwa hodo mu etufon for 020-780-5398 and 0244-525908 FDA agi edwedien kratoi atum
afiade hia yamama kwa ba na kase no mo enchiremu no yamfa emamo ye hyase ewo enwomasuam mu Professor Nana Jane Opoko Ajiman eye mampani abedi eche no abo anan akwakopemu waso ye omo hye enwomasuam wonsem so ene onumanyamfo Haruna Idrisu ene nadwumayefo atena se edi nkita ho na nkita ho die ni mu no ena wade to dwase se wo hye na nsan niema bia ekoso ewo yensuku ahodo mu a ensem fata ne nyina akogina se ene yakoda yentwe na so abandada na breso eno omode san hyehyeye no ebaye enti eno na ama enkoda no se wo momman apagya wo mamma wo mommetire so ewo yensuku ahodo mu enti wo srese aban enhye na sa discipline na ekoso ewo yensuku ahodo mu no onsan famra
even to yourself as an individual going forward. As to a young person, we raise them in the homes. We speak a certain way that sometimes makes our young people feel that it's okay. So we all need to be mindful and support them to know that a certain behavior is not very helpful, even to yourself as an individual going forward. As to a young person going to a class with a cutlass. I don't know. I know we are going to do agric and all of that, but I don't think that is why they are going with a cutlass. And how about the gun? Are they going hunting? You know, none of that is helpful. You know, to damage yourself, damage other people. That's what a school, you know, is meant for. It's a place where you can share ideas. It's a place where you can agree, you can disagree. There's nothing wrong with it. All of these help your mind to open. So it's not about force, it's not about yelling, it's not about a loud voice. So we need to help them to understand. And we also need to support the teachers. And the teachers themselves also need to be supported in how they can dispense discipline. So there'll be peace and quiet in a learning environment.
Adeshia anyway a professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajimai Oyemampenyi Abediachi.
Na ebra kopie mo ewase ho no mo no na ononyafo Harry na Drisa wono ye osofo a wo hwe homasua ensam so ekyese samre de PTA a aban amakwan ya nasaso ye no wagye atum se yensan emfemra no ebebo yie pa wo se ebema akyerkyerefo na afen so awofo timi enya nkitawudie mapa ebeboa ewo homasua ensam emu.
PTAs are back. There is now an established norm of guidelines to facilitate and support the work of PTAs. So they are truly back. And for those of you who are familiar with socialization, you will come to accept that socialization is a shared responsibility, and particularly for young learners, a shared responsibility of parents and teachers. The child spends arguably some time at home, but spends significant hours in school, and therefore the responsibility is placed on both the parent and the teacher. So Ghanaian concept of socialization in every social group in Ghana is one that is to be shared, where parents support teachers and teachers support parents. For us, PTAs are to support improved learning outcomes.
Na ensem yi emo na executive director de ma Education Watch Owura Kofi Asare ekyese aban wasrada sefo onifadi akiri enhyehyeye a aban ede aba ede fa PTA ehonomo hwe se saa enhyehyeye na afen so akwan a ode egu ho no nyina no teacherfo na afen so mpanifo betimi edi so na ankwankoye adefoforo bi.
Guideline 6 to depart from the tradition of PTAs being seen as contributors of funds to the school. That is not the key role of PTAs. PTA's key role must first be their involvement in decisions and their implementation leading to improvement in learning and learning outcomes. That is the core mandate of PTAs. Or parents want to see their children graduate from basic secondary school with improved learning outcomes. So put all together, I think that onus lies on the GES, the Ghana TV service, to play key roles in ensuring that the guideline is implemented to the letter. If we have an effectively implemented guideline, if PTAs buy into the guideline and agree to operate within the accountability and then also the quality assurance framework, we should be seeing.
Enia otie eye Owura Kofi Asare awoye executive director de ma Education Watch.
Na enwomesuamu a na egusu wo na ansa na yebetro BEC enso we no eya na yema enkwada no ba ebetusu schools a wo mu pe se yede wo mu kwa wo mani ebeje ho ene school mako enso ena enkwada no wo mu etusuo na head of public relations ma Ghana Education Service Rod Daniel Fenyi Akasa wose afi wono mo mutro BEC enso we no 603,328 enkwada ena tina se etro enso we no na enso we no pompon so ni nyina ebe wie ya na resource ne ba ye no na emu 590,305 na womatimi enya suku na wase nkoda ni bi enya suku ni bi womo a womo enso we ni nsunsuanso no wayeke ede womo nsa atoso na afi no ebu wo a ene womo de na womo boye no ebubu computer no kura na in chains womo na womo antimi enya suku enti wase awofo ene asuafo ni nyina se kwaba ni se ye bie kwan se brana be select schools a wususu se wokọ ebeboa wa selected ye wankasa woni je hu.
J3 no your opportunity to choose 7 schools. Na 7 schools na choose the number of senior high schools in Ghana about 1,000. out of the 1,000, we gave every child the entire list of 1,000 schools. So one kasa shim na ye 7 we are comfortable with. Maybe say not to any of these 7 you are okay with it. Na Akwalabia chooses 7 schools. However, what we have noticed is that deep down inside their hearts, they normally want only their first choice. At West, second choice. Into a bit more cry from 3rd choice, I copy 7th choice. One shouldn't so particular about it. They are just for formality. It's a fee computer placement. They are 4th choice, 5th choice. I think say right from the word go, the education should go out there at the JHS trail. The number 1 school I would choose here to number 7. Computer treat it the same. Say your schools are really we okay with it. How do we ako? Now let me put this on record. Say Nkwala Mochuro BEC and Kasadea 603,328. And after marking the BEC and putting everything together, Nkwala qualify as a senior high school 590,305.
Sa wo chusu suku na eya hwese enso na ube chusu ni nyina no emu bia ye betime de wakoho enti se wo chusu no se suku we yi amefa no emu bia ye de mekwa mani ebeje ho ora Daniel Fenyi no na wama no anso ho a ene wo se afempino ene aduonunum yi mu ni afempino ne aduonu ensia academic year no aban ebefa achechefo empem aduosia 60,000 was it so wo share one more motro BEC na wo share vacancy a edida yesuku ahodo na sa vacancies no edoso echen enkwada no.
Vacancies are aero schools 759,077. It means that in Kolano Mokocho BEC in Okorano 600,000. Until when you see a lot of people at resolution centers, it's not because we don't have space for them. We have space for every single Ghanaian child. Until a lot of the problems we have gathered so far may put them into 2. 1 a systemic problem, not 2 a human problem. The human problem, you realize is a dominated our concerns. I give you an example. At the resolution center, over 90% of the people you will meet there have already been placed. Now, I'm challenge me say school many Miyagi 17, mama me 5th choice. Miyagi 25, mama me 7th choice. Me person me best standard come me 1st choice. So almost all of them. That's the problem. So from our end, let me say we have very minimal challenge with the system. We have placed almost everybody. In fact, as of this morning, out of the 590,000 normal qualified to be placed, we have placed about 570,000.
Ora Daniel Fenyi Ghana Education Service, Omo Head of Public Relations.
Afe yemfa enra mining na nasefam gudie ni tu mu na osofo na hwe yen sase ne kwaye ensam eso no nyamfo Emmanuel Amakofibo a wode atodwa akyerem se omampani amatumi se samre de baabi a won mu etu galamse na se yensuo ho ye kwaye mu won mu nyina no ye babe from no security zone na che se enko no no danger zone oko no mo bibia betimi ato wode ensam atudwa enra en watche mu se sa entokwa ni ya sha se enye ne na baabi aduna ho hia pa na se aban sunso ani ku ho se obetu galamse susa enti ena wotu sa anamo we a wosesa me yensu ansu an yenkwaye ni nyina eba beye security zone.
I think the president has given us a very clear answer to that. The government has the power at its disposal to take steps to deal with this. And I think that if you had listened to me comprehensively, one is the policy reform, one is the stakeholder engagement, one is to deal with the water, one is to strengthen enforcement. All of these things that I'm talking about, why did we establish the Blue Water Guards? And now, just in the last week or so, the president has made it very clear that we are moving a step that says that all the water bodies and the forest reserves are going to be national security zones. You know what that means? Stress zone, no go. And we are now preparing to deploy permanent security forces in this area.
Any awoti no nyamfo Emmanuel Amakofibo a wono eye osoafo hwe ensase na fenshi yokwaye ensem so.
Ewo galamse monsem ye mo Ghana small scale miners ena wo monka bomukuo omo se omafa omankasa form omo task force a omo be hye na efoma gudie to a emfa mra kwan so no omo etimi etuase na ba no dani ema nkabo muko no eye owura Michael Kwadwo Pepra wono enade ensem wei etu edwa wo chemu se enya de so mbetena se aye enhwehan ama galamsey efuoi ase yensuo ene yenkwaye ahodo enti dwumadi a aban de esi nani so no wo mo ankasa so eye o mafamu de na omode aboa.
The task force are members of our association, and we have mandated them to go on the various water bodies to make sure that any person who is found on the water bodies mining with impunity will be cleared from these various places. More so, when the media is talking about illegal mining, they box small-scale miners and illegal miners. One, there's a distinction between anybody who is engaging in illegal mining and somebody who has acquired a license to mine. The methodologies are different in the sense that somebody who is mining on the belly of a river has never been licensed to mine. So we are going to inaugurate this task force to make sure that anybody who is on this water body is being cleared of.
Na enwachi ena owura Pepra esan ede eka ho biam se wonom a wamutu efomogudie ne momom nkuta to mikrata na omutu ewo yensuo mu ne yensa aseso ese no na womo nkata so no womunim womo esan so womo ne womo a ena tempotamu empotamu etise koba ne sa akwanya ne ba se sa nkofo ne nyina yempa womo ho ntoma ombetimi apa womo ho ntoma.
We are in the communities and we know where these people are. And in so doing, the task force will work with the media so that people would understand the need to make sure that the people who are on the various water bodies are being cleared off. Because when the pressure comes, people always box small-scale miners and illegal miners. And that is what we want to let the country and guests to know, that small-scale miners are Ghanaians who have acquired their license and they are mining in the frame of the law. So anybody who is being seen mining with impunity and destroying our various water bodies, this task force is mandated to make sure these people are cleared off.
Na nekwa muno ana owura Kwadwo Pepra ekase se aban kase o declare galamsey asetuo ne state of emergency a ene na akoye se akwadworo niema bi ena aban no eye wose kane aban no wo mo declare partial state of emergency na no krampo ene ma galamsey fo no kwan kra ma mu bowura kwaye nim ene yensuo so ekotu galamsey ne kase wose wo sha task force fo no kra yade wo mu kokogu ba bia yetu galamsey no ene wo mo nso de wo mu ko wurawura mu bi wo mo kwaye om tu galamsey om ka say munya galamsey ni tu o mante ase no mse ene eze munya ide a ene ye nyina so yade ehu baji.
We don't support the state of emergency in the sense that it's a lazy man's approach. In 2017-2019, the previous government initiated a partial state of emergency. That is the time Ghana became the leading producer of gold, and that is the time people were in the forest reserve mining with impunity. At the end of the day, the military that were sent to go and help in salvage the issue were accomplices in that situation. Ghana is not in a dire situation, and as a matter of fact, these things can be resolved. One, by using the peer review system. Small-scale miners are going to be the watchdogs in the various community, and by using the bottom-up approach, we can at least make a better impact in this galamsey problem.
Small-scale Miners Association, Omo President Owura Michael Kwadwo Pepra.
Yemora bambo ensemo nakane enkrampuni mantemu so afo no no anso na osan so afo be de chedima so ya ehwe eye fisem bambo ensem so mechre eye former Greater Accra Regional Minister na finse former deputy minister for interior orunya for Henry Kote ede na no atumbi ese womo epenso ebra wo ba be ye deputy interior minister na wonom etoto ehyan hodo na finse akande hodo edema police adwumakuo no wose na eye na reho se koduru ba bi na obi eba police station eba be report obi na wose ekokko kina se ekokko nhwemu a CID timi bi se nipa na se wankasa de car by osina na rehopa sa na nei so obesan afo so atime penifo achi se yempe akande a esefata ne yemfema eye asrafo adwuma no mekire Ghana Armed Forces wose o mampani oti o ye Ghana nyina mampani onye mampani fem mama nyuku bi enti ne bambo emu hia papa a enu nti abre bia no wono obefo aso no obeji atum ese yempa akande a esefata ne yemfema asrafo dom no.
Some of us will support a worthy cause of retooling the Ghana Armed Forces. Indeed, President Akufo-Addo did so. That is why today you can see, look at the number of police cars passing. Between 2017 and 2018, I mean, when we came to power, I was then a Deputy Minister of Interior. It was sad to note that complainants go to police station and CID will say, oh, the car buyer now. I mean, I remember my boss then, Ambrose Jerry, complaining. In some districts, they didn't even have one rifle. But today, Ghana police is riding in cars with air conditions on. Same way we will support the Ghana Armed Forces to be retooled. And I don't think that the party, the parliament, I'm sure that Afenyo Markins has made it clear, we will not fight Ghana was being retooled. Look, the president is the president of the country. We voted for him. It is our duty to give him that security, that protection. That is what it is. So if he has to fly in an aircraft that is safe for the people of Ghana, hallelujah, and we will do that.
Na eno eye Owura Henry Korte Kane Greater Accra Regional Minister, North Sanso Deputy Minister for Interior.
Keteke ejumayefo na abo aban kokko se aban ene womo edi eniema bi ne nsem bi a nokure ni womo gyetumo a enye ye womo se abosome mako dumienu yentu omoka na yemfa ya sepan ensha aban enti womo betinte su kokko pa na womo de akire aban no na enura na TUC fo Trade Union Congress fo so eye ensemtrofo enhyiamu na ensemtrofo no enhyiamu na se no na womo trofo Owura Joshua Ansa editu dwasem wono mu a womo ye keteke adwuma na ehye womo ase etisa wo ba ekwo nsohwemu na wo tini so a ewose wo na wo ye papa no boso no wo so wo ye mu ehyehye wo enti sansam a wono mu omo ye keteke adwuma na ka so mbeti atua wo aban ne so no womo ne womo eya adwene.
We have continued to urge government to prioritize investments into the sector. The need for such investment has never been in doubt, and we will continue to pressure government for that investment into the railways sector. For those of you who have had the opportunity to travel abroad, just consider how cities like London and New York could function without railways, and Geneva. Most likely, such cities will grind to a halt without the railways. Ladies and gentlemen, even as we wait for that crucial investment, we need to address the present problem. Workers not being paid for a whole year. Life has become difficult and impossible for the workers. And we are demanding that government act decisively and urgently to get the workers paid. The TUC and its affiliates will no longer settle for assurances. We have had enough of them already. The Ghana Railway Workers Union has issued a strike notice to its employers and the people of Ghana. The strike will begin on September 30th, 2025. While the TUC fully backs the intended strike action, we are also urging government to settle the salary arrears of the workers to avert the strike before 30th of September. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, the TUC would like to caution the Ministry of Transport and the Ghana Railway Development Authority to desist from the unholy attempt to run the trains without the operator. The Ghana Railway Company Limited, that is the operator. The ministry and the operator cannot purport to run the Mpakadan rail lines and other lines without the operator. We will resist any attempt to sideline the Ghana Railway Company Limited.
Chocho for Emma Trade Union Congress. Owura Joshua Ansa nene eniati.
Na yebewie kase na yenko piemo ewo amanane ensemo. Owura Nicolas Sarkozy kane no na eye French mampani anase France mampani efri afe empino ene enson dikosi afe empino ene edumienu 2007 edikosi 2012 na Owura Nicolas Sarkozy wanya emfi aduoson ene court ahye ese papa yemfa ne nkotwirima na se yemfa ne nkoto afiase emfi num na wonsan entua euros sika no 100,000 euros a ɛyɛ 87,000 pounds. Bɔne a wɔde ato no so anaasɛ bɔne nti a ɛtwe no ɛkɔkɔ gyina asɛnnua bi a yɛdi n'asɛm a ɛnɛ judge ɛkyerɛ anaasɛ Paris Criminal Court ɛkyerɛ sɛ papa yi odi ho fɔ ɛyɛ sɛ wɔse wɔne kane Libya mampani Owura Gaddafi enya nketahudie ɛma ne kɔgye adamudeɛ ɛwɔ ne nkyɛn adamudeɛ a wɔkɔkɔgye yɛ no sɛ sika no ɛna kyɛ sɛ wɔde ɛba bɛyɛ ne campaign 2007 ne campaign no wɔde ba bɛhyɛ mu na wɔsan ɛbɔ Owura Gaddafi ano ba sɛ wɔno wɔbɛbɔ ne ho ban wɔbɛma na claim ne din kra ɛwɔ wiase din a ɛde fɔrefɔre ne ho sɛ bia deɛ nam so ɛma basabasayɛ ba yɛ ɛnɛ wanka tas ho bi mu no wɔno ɔbɔna no ba sɛ ɔbɛbɔ ne ho ban na ɔbɛboa no ɛwɔ kɔnyɛsɛ nyinaa so na no ɛna court ne ɛkyɛ sɛ sika na wɔgye yɛ no ɛno ɛna kyɛ sɛ ɛdoba bɛhyɛ ne campaign emu a ɛno nam so ma ne timi edi nkunim wɔse charges a wɔde ɛbɔ no bi wɔ hɔ no mu a court kyerɛ sɛ na kyɛ sɛ adanse trodo saa ɛnhyɛ da ɛni hɔ nti ama na emu amɔ no na emom sika na wɔkɔkɔ gye yɛ ne saa damudie no ɛno na nam so ma court ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɛnɛ owura Nicolas Sarkozy kane French mampani no wɔnkɔda afiase emfie num na wɔnsan entua ɛyɛ 100,000 euros ɛmfa MP so wei ɛkyɛ sɛ papa betimi asan akɔ appeal krampo na ɔbɛkɔ akɔdam court anaasɛ ɛyɛ jail ɛna obɛfiri ansa na wasan apre ne ti ɛwɔ mu biem wɔn ankasa de wɔkyɛ sɛ wei ɛyɛ amanyɔsɛmu ahunahuna nasa amanyɔfoɔ so saa ɛna yɛtu no ɔwɔ asɛm deɛ ne nyina mu no wakyɛ sɛ asɛm yɛde to no so no ɛnyɛ nokorɛ biara nim nanso prosecutor ɛkyɛ sɛ asɛm no wɔnom anya danse a ɛkyɛ sɛ papa wɔdi hofoɔ a ɛno nti court ahyɛ sɛ wɔnkɔda fiase ɛmfie nom ɔnsan tua 100,000 euros ɛmfa MP so ade hyɛ kaseɛ no nyinaa asi deɛ ɛdi mu akɔtene bi ɛnie
Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman eye mampanyin abediachi wode atodwa se asotwe ane ade mankwada ewo suku mu asese ye gyae no empanyimfo hwɛ no monsan famra
ono nyamfo Emmanuel Amakofi bo anso ekire se aban declare ye security zone anase o declare ba bia yetufam gudie galamse basabasa nyina security zone.
Head of Public Relations ma Ghana Education Services so na etu awofo ne asuafo nyinaa fo se ye ma wokwan se tususukusu makomako nso na hwese enso ne nyinaa wani gye ho.
TUC Trade Union Congress kire se saban the railway adwuma no ba won hwese adwumayefo no bosumi edumi no nti ankobeti omuka ansa na adwuma no kra wa hyase
Ensembi eka woi ho ana yensamufo se muma yen na yetena se edesom se original ye kase ewo Pent Radio 100.1
Adwempa hene Kofi Mensa boy echidom different newsroom so na se kewoki streaming live over Facebook and afin so YouTube edema yen adwumaku efa kase ho ka ohenere spices and afin so ohenere no dairy pardon milk nyabi na bema anije abofie akenkan fo na me ohene banya akomene
mame ajua ahenkra kechiri
nyame adomo anu num etoso mienu bo pemu a obesan ate yenka bi yakrao